Well, hi, everybody. I hope this day finds you well. We're in the middle of, I guess, snowstorms, if you will. We had 4 or 6 inches a couple of days ago. It's supposed to be coming in again tonight. So we're going to have lots of white stuff. And I guess that's good. That's good. It's not like we have to all get out and drive on the roads. Those of you do, just be really, really, really careful. We are all now working at home, so that kind of alleviates a little bit of that. But again, some of you out there are definitely frontline workers, and you have to be in and out. So just please be careful as you go out. I got into work today, and I had a list of things to accomplish. And when I got here, I checked some emails, and that list got longer and longer and longer. I've made a few phone calls today to people, and I've done a few other things here as well. But I sat down to do this devotional, and I had an idea, and it just didn't seem good. So I was like, I don't want to do that. And then I started looking around other things that I could talk about. And I said, hey, I could do that. And then I thought, I really don't want to do that either. It just doesn't, it's just not resonating with me right now. And, well, I could force it and see what happens, but what good is that going to do if I'm talking to all of you about uplifting or something and I don't really mean it? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work real well. But I know we all wake up some mornings like this. There's things to do, and maybe we just can't get motivated to do it. Maybe the creativity is just not there. Maybe we just want to crawl back into bed and go back to sleep. I don't know. But some days we get up, and this is kind of our reality for the day. And I really wanted to acknowledge this. I was just going to do something different, but I wanted to acknowledge this today because I'm sure a lot of us are feeling this way during this time of being in isolation, these stay at home type things. And I just wanted to let you know that it's okay to feel this way once in a while because this is life. This is how things are. And some days it's really hard to get up and be motivated. It really, really is. I feel like I have a lot of motivation today, but I have no idea, like I said, what I wanted to do with this piece or where I need to go through next. So I started looking through scriptures, really. That's what I started to do today. And this is an ongoing process that we should all be doing. And I ran across this one verse from Jeremiah, and it's the Old Testament of our scriptures, but it really spoke to me, and it got me going a little bit. And here it is. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." I was like, wow, that's from Jeremiah 29:11. I was like, wow, that's it. That is exactly what I needed to hear this morning, right? That I might not have a plan, or I have a plan, and it's just not a very good plan. It's not a very thought out plan, but we got to figure things out. But knowing that God is there and that God has a plan for each one of us, that God's got a plan for me this morning, even though I have no idea what it is, it just gave me some hope. It gave me what I needed to motivate me a little bit to get some other things done. Yeah, we have to pick and choose what's important, what's not important, what do we need to do, how do we need to do it. We need to get all those things done. And again, when I was in that time of I don't know what I'm doing, the scripture really brought me back home. And guess the plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but plans to give you hope in a future, right? I have plans for you. God has plans for each and every one of us today. He has plans for each and every one of us tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And the hard part here for me sometimes is connecting myself and my plan with God's plan. But I have to really open myself up to that, right? Because if I don't open up myself to that plan, I'm not going to know what it is. If I just sit around and ignore everything, I'm just going to not do anything, right? Or I'm going to do my plans only, but it might not be the plans that God has for me that day as well. And sometimes that's not going to work out too well. That's just the way things work. So I just wanted to encourage each one of you today from this verse from Jeremiah that even though you're going through the same old routines, it feels like you're just living one day over and over and over, kind of like that movie Groundhog Day. You know, you wake up, you're in your house, you homeschool your kids, you walk the dog, you take a nap, you do something else, you eat, you take another nap. It feels like there's nothing going on. But God has a plan for each and every one of us. So I encourage you, when you wake up in the morning, spend some time in prayer. Spend some time talking to God to see what is your plan for me for today. Maybe it's picking up the phone, right? Maybe it's writing a letter. Maybe it's just doing something else for our family or the people around us. We don't know necessarily what it is before we wake up. But God has a plan. And right now, even as I talk to you, I am preaching to myself right now because I know God's got a plan. So I'm feeling motivated right now that after I get done with this video here, that I got a few things that I'm going to get done. It's become clear in my head that I've got to do X, Y, and Z, and we're going to see where it goes from there. But I need to open up and follow God's plan for me. So again, in this time of isolationism, of staying at home, being safe, God still has work for us to do. It's not like the world has stopped and we have nothing to do, right? We have to play our part. Jesus is there with us, leading us and guiding us. The Spirit is saying, hey, you need to go do this, or maybe not do that as well. But just remember this verse. I'll say it again from Jeremiah. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. So go out today, be uplifted, knowing that God has a plan for you. And I know for me, that is changing the way I am living out this day. And I hope it changes the way you live out this day as well. Well, that's all I got for today. We'll be back tomorrow, maybe with something different. Who knows what's going to go on? I'm going to wait till God tells me what to do. You take care, be safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.